Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries. In case you're watching this show for the first time, well, the WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. This is where you can send in all your stock-related doubts and our top market experts will be joining in on the show to help you out with clear strategies on the stocks in your portfolio, whether you should be holding on to them, accumulating them more, or taking an exit or looking at, alternative stock ideas. All of this can be answered. So stay tuned with us over the next 45-50 minutes. We'll be joined by two massive experts who will be helping us out with the clear strategies on the markets. Alternatively, you can also use the YouTube platform where you're watching our show live on and use the comment section there to send me your questions and I can happily pick up some questions from there and address it to our guests on the show. Let's welcome our guest on board. We have with us Mr. Akshay Bhagwat, Senior Vice President Derivatives Research at JM Financial, now joining in. Warm welcome to you. And thank you so much for joining in, Akshay. First up, finally, it's the last expiry of FY25 that we are sitting on, and looks like it that we are managing to shrug off most of the worries across the globe that we saw overnight, and we are comfortably up by about 100 odd points, 23,586 now, 23,600 also being tested. What exactly is your thought on the markets at this point in time?
Good afternoon, Sakshi, and to all the viewers. So, very rightly said that this respite rally has well been looked forward and sought after because we had the last 5 months, which was a major pain point for the market. So, luckily, one thing is clear that somewhere at 22,800, 23,000 is the new base which is setting up as we head for the new financial year and the April series for the futures and options market. The rollover still yesterday was decent enough, 62 odd percent rolls for the April month. Especially in the bank nifty, the rollovers have been very strong in wake of the RBI policy, which is due on 7th of April, which is more of a market moving event and where the expectations stand high. The view for the Nifty is that it might be a bit choppy considering the tariff move which is awaited from the US. So that will keep the market slightly on a slippery footing. But Bank Nifty is the index to look forward to because even the technical setup has a promise for this index to go all the way till 52,700 on the upside. So more positive on the Bank Nifty, which is the leading index in the current market scenario.
Okay, fair point. So that's as far as the markets are concerned. We'll come back to the markets and understand more about, how to look forward to the new series, unfolding tomorrow and how to prep for the new fiscal year as well. But let's quickly get into some of the questions coming for us. Akshay, first one is from Ankur Modi. Says, hi Sakshi, I want to know if I can book some losses that on some stocks which are not performing in the near term and set against, some of the stocks that are giving me some profits. So maybe he's talking about the tax loss harvesting strategy. Akshay, would you be able to guide? Is it a good idea to actually look at that front, book losses on some of the stocks which are not performing, and in fact look at booking profits or setting it off against the profitable stocks?
Absolutely. One should be actively doing the tax harvesting strategy. This is the right time to do the same to offset your losses against before the financial year ends. So, yes, you can go ahead and choose stocks wisely when you pick up for the new financial year. The recovery has been great, but really, this recovery just kind of helps us differentiate which are the leaders in this up move which we had in the last 5 6 days. So carefully zoom on to those stocks, define strength, and be with the leaders. That is the call for the current financial year.
Fair point. I hope this has helped you out, Ankur, and identifying the right strategy to approach for tax loss harvesting. Let's look at the next one. This one is from Avnish Chaudhary. He says, I want to know about IRIDA. 176 तक ये स्टॉक गया था लेकिन फिर से एक बार नीचे आ चुका है. मेरी जो बाइंग है वो 203 रुपीस की है. तो अभी भी क्या करना चाहिए स्टॉक में? इरिडा के ऊपर ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं. हाल फिलहाल की जो रिकवरी आई उसके बाद फिजल आउट हुआ है ये स्टॉक, तो आइडेंटिफाई करके बताएं कि क्या राइट स्ट्रैटेजी होगी.
देखिए, इरिडा अगर आपने लिया है और 200 रुपए के ऊपर लिया है तो आपके फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कॉस्ट आने में थोड़ा और समय लगेगा क्योंकि अभी जो गए हफ्ते से एक रिकवरी रैली आई मार्केट में, अभी तक ये वन वे भले इंडेक्स या स्टॉक्स में दिखी है पर ये कंटिन्यू होगा आगे चल के। थोड़ा सा वन वे रैली तो नहीं बनेगा यहाँ से, स्पेशली इरिडा की अगर बात करें तो ओवरऑल टेक्निकली ट्रेंड अभी भी डाउन है। बड़ी एक करेक्शन की एक डाउनसाइड मूव हो चुकी है, कहीं ना कहीं 140 130 एक सपोर्ट बेस डिफाइन हुआ है। बट अगर आप मिनिमम 200 प्लस की रेट्स एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं तो कम से कम आप 6 महीने का समय आपको देना पड़ेगा। इन ऑल लाइक्लीहुड शॉर्ट टर्म में वापस स्टॉक में थोड़ी सी करेक्शन एक्टिविटी आ सकती है, 150 140 भी छू सकता है, पर इन्वेस्टमेंट के नजरिए से आपको बने रहना है। और लॉन्ग टर्म के हिसाब से मेरे हिसाब से अभी भी स्टॉक बाय एंड होल्ड वाला टेक्निकल सेटअप है, क्योंकि यहाँ से ज्यादा डाउनसाइड 130 के नीचे जाता हुआ मुझे नहीं लग रहा।
ठीक है। नेक्स्ट हमारे पास जो सवाल आया है ये है सत्या का। ही वांट्स टू नो, कुड यू प्लीज हेल्प मी अंडरस्टैंड इफ दिस इज द राइट लेवल टू अक्यूमुलेट स्पाइस जेट फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म, and I want to know if Ixico is also a good prospect to look at. एविएशन स्पेस से और ट्रैवल टूरिज्म स्पेस से ये कुछ स्टॉक्स को चुनना चाह रहे हैं। पहला इनका सवाल स्पाइस जेट पर है, 31 के लेवल्स पर आसपास। अभी इनफैक्ट ये लेवल सही नहीं है, अभी हम स्पाइस जेट के इस लेवल्स को, सही लेवल्स को लेकर आएंगे सामने। और दूसरा अगर आप देखेंगे इक्सिको, जो कि हाल फिलहाल में लिस्टेड कंपनी है, जो कि ट्रैवल एंड टूरिज्म प्लेटफॉर्म चलाती है, और इन दोनों के बीच में वो चाह रहे हैं कि कोई एक सजेशन हो जाए। क्या सलाह रहेगी आपकी अक्षय?
तो क्लियरली स्पाइस जेट एटलीस्ट ऑन द प्राइस टेक्निकल सेटअप इज नॉट अ बाय, क्योंकि ओवरऑल ये स्टॉक का जो टेक्निकल ट्रेंड है नेगेटिव है, वीकनेस बरकरार है। बस थोड़ी सी जो मार्केट में रिकवरी हुई है उसके चलते आपको थोड़ी सी 50 रुपए तक उछाल दिखी थी, बट कहीं ना कहीं वापस 50 के आसपास दबाव बनता हुआ दिख रहा है और नेगेटिव प्राइस स्ट्रक्चर है। तो कुल मिला के इन्वेस्टमेंट के नजरिए से भी मुझे नहीं लगता है कोई ट्रिगर है इस स्टॉक में कि बहुत बढ़िया रिटर्न्स आगे चल के दे। इन इन करंट न्यूज सिनारियो 40 के नीचे जाने के संकेत बहुत ज्यादा है, तो क्लियरली स्पाइस जेट इज एन अवॉइड एज ऑफ नाउ। इक्सिगो की अगर आप बात करें तो इक्सिगो में जो है डेटा मेरे पास थोड़ा सा लिमिटेड है, तो इसमें थोड़ा सा कमेंट करना मुश्किल होगा। पर कहीं ना कहीं अगर दोनों में चुनाव करना है तो इक्सिगो इज बेटर प्लेस्ड, और जो डेटा लिमिटेड है मैं वापस दोहरा रहा हूँ, जो भी डेटा है 125 का सपोर्ट है और रिकवरी करती है स्टॉक तो 180 तक आप इसमें एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं। आई थिंक अगर एविएशन स्पेस में ही अगर आप स्टॉक्स ढूंढ रहे हो तो इंडिगो जो ऑलरेडी एक स्ट्रॉन्गर नेम है, जिसका सेटअप बहुत ही बढ़िया है, फ्यूचर्स एंड ऑप्शंस में भी इसका प्रेजेंस है, यहाँ पे अगर आप स्विच ओवर करना चाहे तो 5500 तक मेरा इसमें टारगेट पोटेंशियल बनता हुआ दिख रहा है। तो इंडिगो इज अ बेटर चॉइस। अगर इक्सिगो ही चुनना है तो एक ट्रेडिंग नजरिए से आप चुन सकते हैं।
ओके, गॉट दैट। चलिए, यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल चुकी है। इंडिगो प्रेफर्ड स्टॉक है, लेकिन इन दोनों ही स्टॉक्स के ऊपर भी आपको यहाँ पर स्ट्रैटेजी मिल चुकी है। स्पाइस जेट का फिलहाल लेवल जो है वो सिर्फ बीएसई लिस्टेड है, इसलिए हमारे यहाँ पर प्राइस आपको नहीं रिफ्लेक्ट हो रहा था। 45 के लेवल्स पर आसपास ये ट्रेड करता हुआ दिख रहा है। नेक्स्ट हमारे पास सवाल आया है मनोज भाई कपाड़िया का। ये पूछना चाहते हैं क्या इस समय बीएसई बाय कर सकते हैं। आज ट्रिगर भी है कि 30-31 मार्च को यहाँ पर जो बोर्ड मीटिंग होनी है बीएसई की, उसमें बोनस इशू के ऊपर कुछ विचार किया जा सकता है, और इसलिए आज बीएसई के स्टॉक में एक उछाल भी हमें देखने को मिला है। पिछले साल में, साल 2024 में काफ़ी बढ़िया रिटर्न इन्वेस्टर्स को इस स्टॉक ने कमा के दिया। उसके बाद ये पिछले 4-5 महीनों का कंसोलिडेशन भी प्ले आउट हुआ है, और अब बोनस के यहाँ पर अनाउंसमेंट आई है। अक्षय, कैसे देखें? अभी 46-56 पर चल रहा है बीएसई।
देखिए टेक्निकली तो स्टॉक में रिकवरी जरूर हुई है, और थोड़ी सी जो कल से मोमेंटम हम देख पा रहे हैं वो बिल्कुल वो बोनस अनाउंसमेंट्स के चलते हुई है, क्योंकि एक्सपेक्टेशंस है कि कंपनी बोनस डिक्लेयर करे। तो अगर आपका नजरिया है कि आपको आप लॉन्गर टर्म होल्ड करना चाहते हैं शेयर और सामने बोनस का फायदा लेना चाहते हैं तो बिल्कुल आप बाय करके होल्ड करें। पर अगर ट्रेडिंग के नजरिए से प्योरली आप स्टॉक को देख रहे हो तो कहीं ना कहीं 5000 ये स्तर पे स्टॉक में एक टेक्निकल ब्रेकडाउन हमने कुछ हफ्ते पहले देखा था, जो एक नेगेटिव शॉर्ट टर्म डेवलपमेंट था। तो 5000 जल्द ही पार करने में थोड़ी मुश्किल रहेगी स्टॉक को। फिलहाल मोमेंटम में बिल्कुल आपको 4900 तक जा सकता है, बट पोजिशनली अभी भी स्टॉक होल्ड करके रखने जैसा है। ट्रेडिंग के माध्यम से ना सोचे, अगर बाय एंड होल्ड वाली रणनीति है तो बोनस के माध्यम से आप इसे बाय कर सकते हैं।
ओके, गॉट दैट। चलिए, यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल चुकी है। एक सवाल और हमारे पास यूट्यूब के ज़रिए आया है, ये साई सिद्धार्थ का है और ये इंडसइंड बैंक पर पूछना चाह रहे हैं, व्हाट इज़ योर टेक ऑन इंडसइंड बैंक? आई वांट टू ऐड दिस स्टॉक टू माय सिप पोर्टफोलियो नाउ, सो इज़ दैट ओके टू take that risk? Yes, in the recent past, we have seen a lot of volatility on IndusInd Bank shares. There have been some concerns as well, but the stock has been slowly and gradually bouncing back from those, sharp lows that it had hit because of the recent issues. IndusInd Bank, what's your thought process here, Akshay?
Uh, See, at least if you go by the price action and the news which is surrounding the price action lately, still the overall development continues to be negative. The stock is continues to be banned in futures and options segment, and really, at least from a technical standpoint, there is no clear evidence that a bottom is in formation. So I would say that when you are selecting a counter like IndusInd Bank, which is making limelight for the wrong reasons in the short term frame, it is better to give it a miss, because till the dust settles down, it's best to wait and watch for a support to form. Right now, there is no such conclusive evidence for me to say that you need to buy IndusInd and hold it. So avoid is the call right now. We need more clarity on this before we commit a buy on IndusInd Bank.
Okay, got that. I hope this has helped you out in understanding the right strategy on this. We have some more questions that are coming in on our WhatsApp then. We have Jeenal Shah from Ahmedabad writing in now. She wants to know, if I can take a new entry in Triveni Turbine at the rate of 560, and what will be the target price for this stock for the next 1 to 2 years perspective. Okay, Triveni Turbine for you, Akshay, 1 to 2 years perspective, what do you advise?
Uh, Triveni Engineering, is this the same stock? 885, because I'm looking at the price chart. So, slight
Yeah,
confusion for me.
one
Okay.
second, sure.
See, there is a technical support which is building up
Triveni
on a
turbine is
weekly.
at 551 odd levels. It's on the NSE with the name TRITURBINE, Triveni Turbine Limited. It's trading at 551. And in
Okay.
the last 1 month perspective, the stock has shown about a 5% uptick, but last 6 months
Yes.
there's been a
Yes.
21% decline.
So Triveni turbines 563 is the current market price. At least on a technical price front, if you're looking from short to medium term perspective, I'm not expecting any major directional move. The reason being that what I see on the price chart is a symmetrical triangle formation, which more is a neutral pattern. The range of this extreme end stands at 620 on the upside and 480 on the downside. The expectation is that you will have more weeks of such range bound consolidation going on. So really your money will be stuck in this script from short to medium term perspective. So might as well avoid it. That is the call going by the current price reading.
Okay, fair point. Hope this helps you out. Let's take the next one. This one is from Kalpesh Patel from Mumbai. He says, I have a short on April futures on Jindal Stainless at 590. I want to know whether my target of 500 can be achieved on this one. Jindal Stainless.
Uh, Jindal Steel and Power, I believe, so because it has exposure in the futures and option segment, and at the levels, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same stock because that has exposure in futures, and the viewer is short on the script. So I believe, look, overall, the metal space is in the limelight in the last couple of months. There are a lot of long additions which have been piling up in the metal space, especially Hindalco, Tata Steel, Vedanta are the top scripts in this pack. And as I understand, even in the April series, the positioning is continuing to be strong. So we do not see any major fall in the metals pack as of now. Now, Jindal Steel and Power, which is trading around 900, I think that has some resistance building up at 920. But if you are short on this, the view is that try to cover up your shorts if you get a dip till around 875 odd levels, because I do not foresee any major fall, at least in the short term. So keep a stop loss of 925, cover it around 975 is the short term trade recommendation. Broadly, the view in the metal pack stays positive.
Okay. His second question was again on metal space. Tata Steel, again he has a short in April futures at 155. His target is 145. Do you think that can be seen on Tata Steel?
I have my doubts here because the rollovers are very strong in the metals pack, especially Tata Steel has a positive rolls going for April combined with a positive price structure. It is just that the last week has seen some bit of a price pressure point working out around 160. So this is more temporary, and eventually the sense is that the stock may head for an upside till 165. So I believe it's better to cover up your short bets in Tata Steel.
Okay, got that. Next, Mr. Dasaradi from Vijayawada writes in. He says, I have 11 shares of Tata Elxsi. I bought this at 8,425. I want to know, can my price be seen anytime in the near term? Should I hold or exit my position? Tata Elxsi has been, an erstwhile favorite for investors. If we look at absolute longest term charts, you'll be able to see how investors have made money in the stock. But in the last couple of years, the stock has actually underperformed. Last 1 year, there's been a 27% decline. Let's pull up last 2 year charts as well, and you'll be able to see that the decline has continued as well. 2 years it's largely been flat with a negative bias. So it started off probably in January of 2024, and from that time till March of 2025, this has been rather a disappointing one. Now the problem happened that Mr. Dasaradi from Vijayawada has actually bought the stock at the absolute peak. What would you suggest?
Well, I feel this is more of an investment call which our viewer has taken, and I was going through the quarterly charts of Tata Elxsi, and really it is now trading at a very crucial support, which is near the levels of 5,300 to 5,500. So do not expect a V-shaped recovery. It may take time, but the positive point for you is that there is a support somewhere nearby inside. So the sense is downside may be capped from the short to medium term perspective, and eventually the recovery process should unfold in Tata Elxsi. So again, I repeat, do not expect a V-shaped recovery. It may take probably over a year if you're looking at targets of 8,000 plus. So buy and hold is the suggestion. 5,000 is the trading or the short-term support in Tata Elxsi, and eventually with 1 year plus horizon, you can expect 8,000 levels to be revisited.
Momita from Kolkata writes in, Akshay, and she says, Hi Sakshi, I bought 100 shares of Tata Motors just yesterday at 707, and today we have seen that the stock has really gone down. What is the near-term outlook for this stock? Sure, Momita, we will try and help you understand. Of course, Tata Motors has actually tested a lot of patience for investors, those who've been holding it from 4 digits onwards. The stock has only been correcting over the last 4-5 months odd, and every time there is some kind of a recovery, we do see some negative impact on it because of the external factors. Even today, the impact has been seen because Mr. Donald Trump has talked about a 25% tariff on the auto as well as auto parts as well. So from other countries. So in case he's going to go ahead, there are going to be companies which have exposure in the US which might face some kind of troubles, and therefore the reaction has come in. Akshay, there has been no, factor which has been able to pull Tata Motors out of its consolidative range yet. 668, what would you advise?
So Tata Motors, the stock has been more of a pain point for investing community because from 1180, the last 7 to 8 months has seen a one-way fall in the stock, and somewhere the stock had shown some green shoots at the levels of 625, where there was a bounce back tendency which we noted for the last 3 weeks. But unfortunately, because of the tariff war, the policies of United States on fresh imports of auto parts and ancillaries, which gets into effect from 2nd of April, that sentiment is playing and is having a negative impact on most of the auto and the auto ancillaries pack. So that is the reason, as you correctly mentioned, Sakshi is playing on Tata Motors, which is back in the red with the gap down. So short term, the sense is that the overall trend is weak. Again, we get into the same zone where the stock may test the lower end, which is around 625, 630. So it is going to a lot of time and patience if you are holding the stock for anticipating a major recovery going ahead. If it's a short to medium term bet which you have bought, it is better you take an exit. because in all likelihood the stock may revisit its lower end band of 620. But do not expect any V-shaped or a major recovery at least in the next 2-3 months in this counter.
Okay. I hope, Mamita, this has really helped you out in understanding what exactly can be foreseen as far as Tata Motors' onward journey is seen for the near term. Let's look at the next question. This one is from Jyoti, and she has sent on our WhatsApp a question on BHEL. She says, I have BHEL at the rate of 180. I want to know, should I continue to average this stock at the current levels? What would you say here, Akshay? The PSU stocks have also had a recent long haul consolidation with some bounces here and there, but no clear uptrend or a reversal that can be seen yet. 213 is the current level. Would you say an advice, an average here?
See, it is more from an investment perspective. Things are different because BHL again has had a rough ride with the market from 320 to 180, and you have a bounce back scenario now. Really, if this is a bottom in the making, or this bounce back has legs to cross minimum 300 plus, it's going to take a lot of time for these events to happen. It is more of a relief rally scenario, which we have noted in most of the stocks, and a bit doubtful that the same kind of recovery which we have noted lately will unfold into the April month. So I think give this time. Right now, at least going with the price volume action, it's more of a trading pullback where 230 to 240 can be the best case scenario as I look at right now. So the suggestion is from short to medium term, 230, 240 is what you can look forward to. In case you get these levels, look for an exit. From an investment perspective, still it is a buy and a hold.
Okay, from an investment perspective, still it is a buy and a hold. We'll take some YouTube questions now. We have this question coming in from Anuj Singh. He says, good afternoon. I want to know on EPAC Durable, इसका शेयर 217 के रेट पर लिया हुआ है और लगभग यहाँ पर 60% तक का प्रॉफिट हो रहा है, तो अभी इस पर बने रहें या फिर यहाँ से एग्जिट कर जाएं। सबसे पहले तो बधाई अनुज जी आपको कि आपने एक ऐसे शेयर में निवेश किया जहाँ पर आपको 60% तक का प्रॉफिट हो रहा है। आपने सही समय पर एंट्री ली, एक ऐसे समय पर एंट्री ली जब बाजार में ओवरऑल एक वीकनेस का ट्रेंड था, लेकिन इस शेयर ने आपको बेहतर कमाई करके दी है। तो सबसे पहले तो बधाई, और आपने सही किया कि आके आप एक्सपर्ट से राय पूछ रहे हैं, क्योंकि जानना ज़रूरी है कि यहाँ पर एग्जिट बनता है या फिर आप कुछ और प्रॉफिट यहाँ पर कमा सकते हैं। अक्षय जी, इपैक्ट ड्यूरेबल ने डेफिनेटली एक परफॉर्मेंस बढ़िया दिया है और रिसेंट टाइम्स में क्या ये आगे भी चलता रहेगा? आज भी ये स्टॉक 5% तक के सर्किट पर है। क्या लगता है आपको इस स्टॉक को देखते हुए?
जी आज भी सर्किट पे जरूर है, पर ओवरऑल अगर आप इस स्टॉक का क्वार्टरली एक्शन देखें तो कहीं ना कहीं 640 से 350, तो आपने बहुत बढ़िया एंट्री भी ली है। शायद आपने 640 प्लस के भी रेट देखे हुए स्टॉक में। तो कुल मिला के अभी जो शॉर्ट टर्म है, एक पुलबैक मोड है स्टॉक के लिए। तो मेरी राय रहेगी कि अगर शॉर्ट टू मीडियम टर्म 3 महीने तक आपका आउटलुक है, तो ये जो रिलीफ रैली है जहां पे आज सर्किट पे है, शायद कल भी आपको दिखे 370 365 तक आपको जल्दी ये भाव दिखा सकता है। वहां पे थोड़ा और या आधा क्वांटिटी तो आप प्रॉफिट बुक कर ले, क्योंकि जो ओवरऑल टेक्निकल स्ट्रक्चर है कोई बहुत ही बड़ी तेजी की संकेत नहीं दे पा रहा है। एक रिकवरी रैली में बिल्कुल आपको 400 तक भाव दिख सकते हैं, पर कहीं ना कहीं शॉर्ट टू मीडियम टर्म का आउटलुक है, तो 400 में आधा क्वांटिटी बुक करके बाकी की क्वांटिटी आप लॉन्गर टर्म के लिए होल्ड करके रख सकते हैं।
ओके, गॉट दैट। तो चलिए यहाँ पर भी उम्मीद करते हैं अनुज जी आपको राय मिल गई होगी। नेक्स्ट हमारे पास सवाल आया है विनीता गुप्ता का, और ये पूछना चाह रही हैं, कुड यू प्लीज सजेस्ट एन एंट्री लेवल फॉर स्किपर एट द करंट लेवल्स?
For Skipper, well, if I were to look at the price chart of this stock, I think overall the technical structure is strong. I think this stock listed, I think a few months back, 5-6 months back. I think overall you should be looking to buy somewhere around 425, 430. There is a slight dip which I look forward to. In case you get that dip, you can buy it. But this is more from a short to medium term trading perspective. 400 is a support which is in the making, and trading or a short to medium term move can target around 525 to 540. So if you're okay
ओके,
with this kind of a trading setup, you can go ahead and buy Skipper on dips at the levels mentioned.
ठीक है, नेक्स्ट हमारे पास सवाल आया है राहुल का, और ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं व्हाट इज़ योर कॉल ऑन हीरो मोटोकॉर्प सर, एंड व्हाट शुड आई डू हियर। फ्रेश इन्वेस्टमेंट्स के लिए पूछ रहे हैं, कुछ होराइजन तो यहाँ सजेस्ट नहीं किया है, लेकिन आज मोमेंटम में है स्टॉक।
See, for Hero Motocorp, I feel somewhere overall the price structure is negative. It is just that because today is the monthly futures and options expiry, there is some pullback. But overall, as I understand, the auto sector is in the limelight. It is a slight pain point in the market because of the US tariff scenario, which is kind of noting pressure on the auto pack at higher levels. So from an investment perspective, really, it's more of a trading move where you have to take things in parts and parcel. If you are more keen on the auto space, I think Ashok Leyland is one name you can look forward to. But Hero Motocorp, yes, it can be positive, but it's more of a trading buy call. From investment perspective, really, there is no much clarity which I derive from the price charts. So for trading perspective, I see a pullback till around 3850 to 3900, and investment perspective, Ashok Leyland is the better bet.
Okay, fair point. Let's take another question then. This one is from Vineet Kulkarni, and Vineet says, "Sir, IPL season is on. I want to know whether quick service chains like Varun Beverages, Zomato, Westlife Services, Jubilant Foods can actually benefit from this season, and should I look at these kind of stocks for the 2 months perspective?" तो फूड डिलीवरी कंपनियाँ, QSR जॉइंट्स, जहाँ से ज़्यादातर फूड और बेवरेजेस ऑर्डर हो सकते हैं घर में IPL सीज़न के दौरान, क्या यहाँ पर बेनिफिट मिल सकता है? कोई एक ऐसा स्टॉक जो कि आपको लगता है टेक्निकली चार्ट्स में काफ़ी बेहतर है और इस सीज़न के बेनिफिट को लेते हुए 2 महीने में अच्छा प्रॉफिट कमा कर दे?
अगर आप क्लियरली एक थीम बेस्ड सिनेरियो देख रहे हो तो आई थिंक फ्रॉम द करंट perspective you can look at the FMCG pack here because Jubilant Food kahin na kahin it fits the price structure, also fits with the theme which you look forward to. So right now we are trading around the levels of 685 odd levels, and the way the technical setup is, it is kind of staging a reversal slowly. 625, 640 is the base which has it set up in the last couple of months, and 725, 740 can be the theme based strategy you look forward to. I think Jubilant Foodwork would do justice from the theme you look forward to. This is the best bet among the names you mentioned.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you out, Vineet. Next, we have a question from one of our viewers. This is Satya Narayan Rao Kulkarni. He says, "Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Rao Kulkarni." And his question is, "Can I enter Tata Technologies at the current market price for the next 3 to 6 months perspective?" Tata Tech again has been a huge disappointment, Akshay, for a lot of investors who've been holding on to this stock since its IPO. The promise had fizzled out just days after its listing, and we have actually not seen that price return in all of these months. I know there is a limited data for you for Tata Tech, but looking at the recent data, what is the suggestion that you would like to give?
Absolutely, Sakshi. This stock has been a major disappointment after the listing gains. And this stock has now made it into the futures and options segment where you can trade in the stock, and also you're open to shorting calls or futures. So that is one plus point in case you look forward to hedging your risks in case you own it in your portfolio. But somewhere on a view based front, I feel 550 600 is the base. I don't see the stock going at least below this base from a longer term perspective. Yes, it is not reversed as yet. The pain is still on. There is no conclusive evidence for me to say that a bottom is in place. I'm just preempting that 550 600 zone should be a bottom, and there is where you can expect some bottom fishing or a reversal for the days ahead. So this is the view. Wait for that dip where to add more in Tata Tech.
Got that. Akshay, before we let you go, any two top stock ideas for the new series and for the beginning of the fiscal year too?
I would stick to the stronger names here because that's where the market is performing. Kotak Bank, which I have repeatedly been vocal on your show also, has seen a consolidative breakout of almost 3 to 4 years of sideways action. So 2350, 2400 is the positional target you can look forward to. Cement space, Ultra Semco is one name which is slowly catching traction. Rollovers are good for the month of April. Cement pack is gaining traction, and this is one of the best bet you can look forward to from the April perspective. So 12,250 plus is the target you can look forward to, and somewhere 11,000 is the base which should set up soon. So Ultra Semco and Kotak Bank. These are the top two bets for the viewers.
Okay, fair point. Let's take the next one then. This one is from a lot of questions are coming in, but thank you so much, Akshay, for being with us on the show and guiding all our viewers with all their questions. Viewers, we have a lot of questions coming in, so we'll try and take as many questions as we can. We are now joined by another guest who will be taking all your questions on the show. We have Ruchit Jain now joining in, another favorite on the show as well. Ruchit, warm welcome. Good to have you with us. Now, before I get into understanding from you your understanding of how the markets are progressing and where do you see the markets going forward, but we have questions, many of them which are coming in. We'll address them and then we'll come to the markets. So we have this question from Yashasvi. That's a good one to start off with. She says, hi Sakshi, I'm 21 years old. And she says, I want to start building my long-term equity portfolio with 1 lakh rupees. Can you please suggest 3 to 4 stocks for about 5 to 7 years horizon? First up, congratulations, Yashasvi. All at 21, you want to start investing your money in the stock market. So it's a big, big thumbs up to you, and congratulations that you want to think about your future right at the time when you may be just starting out. I hope this money is your own money and not borrowed it from your parents to invest in stock markets. When you have your own money, you should then start to experiment and do, probably well understood with guidance kind of an experiment in equity markets. That's my first suggestion to you when you're starting out. What would you say, Ruchit? A 21-year-old starting off equity markets journey, had we started it then, we would have been something special and where, we don't even know.
Yeah, hi, very good afternoon, Sakshi. Definitely, I think no, that's a good age to start with, and no, we learn a lot from our mistakes. So, as you progress, towards this investment journey from a long-term perspective, there would be many mistakes, that you will learn from. We all learn from our mistakes itself, and no, I think investing at this age, I think from a mid to long-term perspective, would be very good. So, a couple of things I would recommend. First, I would recommend that if you're starting your new journey at this age, do not hesitate to start SIP in either some mutual funds or even in index-based ETFs, such as Nifty Bees ETF is there, Nifty Mid Cap 100 ETFs is there. So I think in index-based ETFs of funds, you should start SIP from a long-term perspective. That would be one thing which you should definitely do. Secondly, if you're looking to pick up stocks, have a more of a tendency towards companies which can survive for next 15, 20 years and even grow for such long period of time. So I think focusing on such larger names, or even within the mid cap space, large mid caps, I think would be good for your portfolio. If I have to select any stocks from here on, I believe that no certain banking NBFC stocks should do well. Kotak Bank would be my preferred pick within the banking space, within the NBFC space. You can choose between Bajaj Finance or Shriram Finance. I think these are likely to do well going forward. Some of the defense space where the government has quite good focus, and which the stocks have been doing well. Even from that space, there's some larger names such as HAL or Asgardog, I think should do well. So these are certain names which you can start investing with. And when the market sees some corrective phases, I think during corrections, if you buy, what we have already seen, we are into one such corrective phase since last 6 months. I think these are good times where you start investing. Then that should create that extra return for your portfolio.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope, Yashasvi, we've taken down all those names. And for all those viewers who are also starting out and you do not know how to really look at some of the stocks, those are some of the guided stocks that have been named, and you could also look at them and, of course, speak to your own financial expert before investing in them too. Let's take some other questions. This one is from Sameer Vaidya. He says, I have been a stock picker. I have avoided Reliance Industries so far because of its limited profit growth. But But I want to know now, is it a good time to look at Reliance since it's consolidated quite a bit in the recent past and given the recent market changes too? Ruchit, what would you guide?
Yes, when the Reliance Industries is one of the heavyweight. If you look at the market cap of Reliance Industries, then it's much more than many other stocks combined. So I think when you look at such heavyweight stock, you should not expect a big consistent returns. But there would be phases when the stocks would undergo consolidation or corrective phase. And if you invest during that phases, I think your relative returns could become better. So yes, the stock has already seen some correction from a good correction from the highs, and it's consolidating now. So these are the good time, I think, where one can look to enter Reliance from a long term perspective.
Okay, fair point. Let's look at some of the other questions that are coming in then. This one is from GS Arun from Hyderabad. Hi, Mr. Arun. He says, Hi, Sakshi. Hope you're doing well, very well, and I hope the same for you. He says, I'm holding Coal India. 190 shares at the rate of 430. Please let me know if it is good to hold. As summer is gearing up, power demand I believe will go up. So is Coal India a good bet to continue to hold on at this point in time? He's been holding on at the price of 430.
So I think you should continue to hold on. At least these are not the levels where you should look to book losses on your existing portions.
Yeah.
The immediate resistance for short to medium term is right around 425 around the cost price. So I would recommend to continue to hold, and when it comes to your cost price, you can take a review again at that time.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next one. This one is from Gul. She says, I have 2 3 stocks in my portfolio. The first one is Tata Power at the rate of 378 and BEL at 277. At what price can I add these stocks more? So Tata Power from the power space bought at 378, BEL from the defense space bought at 277. Where can the average levels be?
Tata Power, I think, can be everything can be done at current levels also. Already the price-wise corrective phase has been done, and there could be some time-wise correction or consolidation, no, for maybe few weeks. But I think these are good prices that one can look to average out the existing positions. BL, as I said, no, at the start also, that defense as a space is looking quite positive, in which HCL, BL, Mazdodov, these are certain names where no, we expect the downside to be very limited in terms of times of correction. So any correction towards 280, 290 should then be a good opportunity to enter into fresh longs in the year.
Okay. Let's take some other questions then. We have this question coming in from one of our viewers. That's Maurya from Bengaluru. Maurya wants to know from you, Ruchit, what is your view and outlook on Bharti Airtel for April series?
We have
On
a
Bharti
positive,
Airtel.
yeah,
Yeah.
we have a positive outlook for Bharti Airtel for the April series. So primarily, if you look at the corrective during corrective phase, when the overall market has corrected since the month of October 24, I think Bharti is one stock which has seen limited downside, and it has gone through more of a time-based corrective phase. And now the stock is on the verge of a breakout of this entire correction. So I think whatever news was there related to AGR has already been factored in, it seems, because after that news also we have not seen any no selling coming in the stock. So I think the stock has potential to rally towards 1800 in next 1 month. So existing portions can be held on. Even if one is looking to go for any fresh buying, then it can be done at current market price.
Okay, fair point. Let's take some other questions. This is from Ramdhir from Gurugram. He says, are renewable energy stocks good to look at for the long term perspective? And if you could please suggest any stocks from this space that I can invest in for 1 year time frame, can I look at a double digit growth possibility in any of the renewable energy stocks?
So I think this was one of the themes, which was doing quite well, before this corrective phase we had seen. So I think, going ahead, there will be certain stocks which can continue to do well. If one has to pick any stocks within this, then I would say within the PSU names, GAIL is looking good, where the price-wise correction has been done and downside seems to be very limited on from here on. Apart from this, I think Tata Power is there, JSW Energy is there. So these are certain stocks where the downside seems to be limited, and we can expect some decent returns from current levels. So when I look for these stocks, GAIL, Tata Power, JSW Energy, which over a period of time can give you good returns from current levels.
Okay, got that. Let's take another one. This one is from one of our viewers called Suresh from Bengaluru. Hi, Suresh. He says, my portfolio has finally turned green after months of losses. I want to know if this signals a recovery in the markets that's sustainable. Okay, we'll get you that answer. And his question is also on IDFC First Bank, where he owns 350 shares at the rate of 62. When can he expect the crucial price of 60 to return, and what is its future? So IDFC Bank and overall markets is what his question is on.
Yes, overall market believe that no, yes, no, we have formed a good bottom around this recent low of 22,000. Where even if you look at the previous swing lows, in 2024, in the month of February to April, we had seen very strong buying interest in that range. And things that were negative for our market since the month of October, such as the dollar index, which was going up, our currency which was depreciating, FIs which were negative, on our markets. I think these all have started turning favorable. The dollar index is corrected from the high of 110 to about 103 now. FIs have started buying in the cash segment. They have started covering the short position in the index future segment. The only, I think, major uncertainty now in the near term is remains is that about the tariffs that US would implement and how much tariff would be there, how much impact would be there. I think once that market usually does not like uncertainty, and once that uncertainty is over, I think markets would factor in that and start riding higher. So overall, from here on, downside seems to be very limited. It's very good that in this recovery, all the markets are still quite away from their highs. We have already recovered the losses of the portfolio. So I would recommend to hold on the long positions and have a positive outlook over medium term for the markets. And as far as IDFC First Bank is concerned, it has been a relative underperformer compared to other private sector banks. I would think that in case of any recovery towards 6162, which is a cost price, you can look to exit from the stock and rather look for larger private bank where we can see some good outperformance. Banks such as Kotak Bank is there.
Okay.
In mid to long term has potential to show a decent outperformance over this mid and small cap or small size banks.
Okay. Next, we have a question from one of our viewers then, Mohit Yadav. JSW स्टील पर आपका क्या व्यू है सर? अब 4-5 साल तक के लिए अगर निवेश करना हो तो क्या ये बढ़िया स्टॉक है?
ये मेटल में आई थिंक जो सबसे बढ़िया स्टॉक है वो जेएसडब्ल्यू स्टील। आप देखिए कि
Okay.
फिलहाल बॉटम हुआ है मार्च महीने में, मिड मार्च में। मेटल्स ओवरऑल बॉटम हो चुके थे। आई थिंक फरवरी महीने से कंसोलिडेशन, 10 एंड से कंसोलिडेशन में था। और जब
जी.
पूरा करेक्टिव फेज में था, मेटल एज अ फेज साइडवेज था। जेएसडब्ल्यू स्टील ने ऑलरेडी एक अपना हाई बॉटम स्ट्रक्चर करके तेजी जनवरी महीने से भी जनवरी महीने में बॉटम बना के स्टार्ट कर ली थी। सो क्लियर इंडिकेशन थे कि यहाँ पे आउट परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ जेएसडब्ल्यू स्टील रहेगा। और इसीलिए हमें लग रहा है कि अगर आप थोड़ा मिड टू लॉन्ग टर्म के नजरिए से देख रहे हैं तो काफी बेहतरीन स्टॉक हो सकता है। बस ये है कि स्टॉक ऑलरेडी थोड़ा रैली कर चुका है, तो करंट लेवल्स पे आप लिमिटेड क्वांटिटी ऐड करें और रखिए कि कोई भी नियर फ्यूचर में अगर डिप्स आता है तो आप डिप्स में लोअर लेवल्स पे और बाइंग कर सकते हैं।
ओके. नेक्स्ट हमारे पास विकास आहूजा का सवाल आया है. कैन आई बाय बामर लॉरी एट द करंट प्राइस फॉर द नेक्स्ट 3 to 5 months? ये पिछले कुछ महीनों के पहले जब कंसोलिडेशन स्टार्ट होने से पहले काफ़ी फोकस में भी आया था ये स्टॉक. क्या आपको लगता है अभी अगले 3 से 6 महीने के लिए दोबारा से निवेश करना चाहिए?
तो हाई बीटा नेम है, वॉलेटिलिटी ज्यादा रहती है, बट फिलहाल ऐसे कुछ साइंस नहीं है क्योंकि बड़े अमाउंट आपको 3 से 6 महीने में फिलहाल यहाँ पे देखने मिलेगा। आई थिंक विद इन द एंटायर पीएसयू बास्केट हमें ज्यादा पॉजिटिव कुछ लग रहा है तो डिफेंस स्पेस के जहाँ पे प्राइस वॉल्यूम एक्शन काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग है। इन केस ऑफ मार्केट एक कंसोलिडेशन फेज में भी जाते हैं तो कुछ इन डिफेंस के स्टॉक्स आपको एक अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस देते हुए नजर आ सकते हैं। इवन पीएसयू में आप बड़े पीएसयू नाम के साथ जाएंगे जैसे एनटीपीसी है तो रिलेटिवली वहाँ पे आपको डाउन साइड लिमिटेड नजर आएगा। सो बार्मा लोरी में तो खरीदारी की सलाह नहीं है, बट डिफेंस में आप देख सकते हैं एचएल, बीएल, मजगांव, एनटीपीसी इन द पीएसयू स्पेस। अगर आप पीएसयू में निवेश करना चाहते हैं तो ये स्टॉक्स में से सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं।
ओके, लेट्स टेक द नेक्स्ट वन. गौरव आगरा से लिखते हैं, सर मेरे पास इंजीनियर्स इंडिया के 800 शेयर हैं और यहाँ पर ख़रीदा है मैंने इनको 207 रुपये पर. प्रॉफिट कब तक आ सकता है और क्या अभी एवरेज करना सही रहेगा? इंजीनियर्स इंडिया लिमिटेड पर पूछ रहे हैं.
एवरेज करने की सलाह नहीं रहेगी क्योंकि स्टॉक अभी अप ट्रेंड में नहीं है। और अब याद रखिए जनवरी फटा रहता है मार्केट में कि जब आप एवरेजिंग करने को देख रहे हैं कि आपकी लॉस मेकिंग पोजीशन है या इवन प्रॉफिट्स में एवरेजिंग करते हैं, तो जब स्टॉक अप ट्रेंड में होता है और अप ट्रेंड के करेक्शन आते हैं तब एवरेजिंग करनी चाहिए, राइट? सो डाउन ट्रेंड में नहीं करनी चाहिए। और तो मैं आपको यहाँ पे लॉस बुकिंग की भी सलाह नहीं दूंगा, क्योंकि ये ऐसे प्राइस नहीं कि आपको इंजीनियर इंडिया में से एग्जिट करना चाहिए। आप मिड टू लॉन्ग टर्म सपोर्ट के आसपास ही ट्रेड कर रहे हैं, तो मेरे हिसाब से सबसे बेहतर यही रहेगा कि थोड़ा पेशेंस रखें, आप अपने एक्सिस्टिंग पोजीशंस को फिलहाल होल्ड करें, नई पोजीशन अभी ऐड ना करें। कुछ साइंस मिलते हैं कि स्टॉक बॉटम आउट होकर अपनी अप ट्रेंड की नेक्स्ट लेग ऑफ अप ट्रेंड शुरुआत की है, तो फिर बाद में नया पैसा उसमें डालने के लिए देखिए। बट एक्जिस्टिंग पोजीशन ये लेवल पे वर्सेस बुक ना करके अपने एक्जिस्टिंग पोजीशंस पैसे ही होल्ड कर सकते हैं।
Okay, fair point. Let's take some other questions too. We have Raju and Nitin both asking the same question on Imagica World. Nitin asks whether Imagica can be looked at the fresh levels, and Raju has this stock in his portfolio at the rate of 65. What would you advise for those holding on the stock and for those looking at a fresh entry?
Most times that no stock has bottomed out or no it will start its uptrend anytime soon. So fresh entries I would not advise going at current levels. For existing long positions, support is around 55. So till 55 is intact, I think we could expect some relative consolidation in the stock. So can hold existing longs and release the stock as we get any kind of pullback towards 74, 75. But it seems that the stock is now going through a long consolidation phase from this range of 55 to 75.
Got that. Well, Ruchit, we are coming to the end of our discussion, but I have to ask you for the April series and for the new financial year, which are the stocks that you're looking at?
So I think banking and NBFC is one space where we expect the outperformance in the coming financial year. Because the last phase of this downtrend, these spaces have shown very good strength. So I think one should look for banking and NBFC stocks within the banking space. Kotak Bank, HDFC Bank, both are looking good from the large cap banking space. Within the NBFC space, Shriram Finance is there, which is looking quite positive. And Bajaj Finance, this Bajaj Twins are also. Bajaj Finance have recently given a breakout from about 4 years of consolidation phase. So this one can look for from the NBFC space. Defense is likely to do well. So HCL, Mazgaon Dock, these are two names from the defense space where one can look to buy from a bit mid-term perspective.
Banks, finance and defense is something that you can definitely look at. What is your call on the markets for the April series?
So we are expecting some sort of consolidation to happen in the market. I think small caps may still see some time-wise correction or consolidation. But I know some of the larger names are expected to do well. So in the April series, I think it would be the leadership will be more taken from the large cap names, rather than the small cap and the mid-sized names. So I expect some consolidation in the mid cap and the large cap, and selective large cap stocks should do well.
Okay, got that. Well, thank you so much, Ruchit, for being with us in this edition of Daily Calls. Hope you have a great time till the time we see you next. Markets in fine fettle, and you actually see 23,600 in front of you, 113 points higher in trade as far as the Nifty is concerned, viewers. So not a bad day at all. It's panning out so far. We'll keep our fingers crossed for the last 2.5 hours in trade. And in case some of your questions could not be answered, keep sending them to us, and we'll be addressing all those questions tomorrow when we come back on Daily Calls. But stay tuned on Business Today Television as the market coverage continues, and I'll be back at 3 p.m. to get you in tune with what to expect on the F&O expiry closing today. Stay tuned.
Get ready for the grand finale. After